Hi, friends. The people have been asking, when Rocky Outcrop? And I'm Rocky Outcrop. And the answer is here. It's now. Now, Rocky Outcrop. Thanks so much for joining me, everybody. Yummy, yummy. Good morning, Slayers, and Eaters of the Rich. Yes, nom, nom, nom. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, one and all. Hope you're all doing fantastically well this glorious morning. I'm ever so slightly delayed, and thank you so much for waiting for me. It's massively appreciated. We're going to be looking at all the things we normally look at, plus we've also got our homework section to take a look at. Yay, I'm going to do that today. We've got Spy TA coming in from Minor. So, hey, and we've got something from some chick. I don't know what it is that you've put in, so I've just loaded up the video. So we'll see what that is as well. Brilliant, excellent. I've not watched either of them, so I'm looking forward to that. And we'll check out some TA on some stocks and some crypto. And that'll be that. That'll be what we do. That will be what we do. So if you are just joining us for the first time, thank you so much. You've arrived at the Rising Tide. And to all of you in the Rising Tide out there already, thanks so much for joining me. Let's start the show already. Hey fam, so shall we make all the people who join us slightly late regret it? We're slightly late starting today. So if the people who are late to join us joined us late when I was late to start, whew, cheapers creepers, they're going to miss out on the squats, aren't they? Let's do the squats without them. Then we'll get over and take a look at some charts. Just for everybody who is new here and wondering what it looks like when we look at charts and all that sort of stuff, it looks like this. Yeah, that's kind of how it looks. That sort of thing. So why do we do squats? We do them because it gets our blood flowing, wakes us up. Good morning, by the way. You see the time up there, 9:25. Get us in the mood for when the stock markets open up and all that sort of good stuff. So good morning, USA. I love the smell of squats in the morning. Let's do it. 15 of them, and we'll do 3 sets. 5, little break, 5, little break, 5. Okay, do it with me. Now, by the way, little shout out to everybody who hasn't started doing them yet. It's never too late to start. You just have to do one of the sets. We'll do 3. You can just do 1. Let's go. LFG. Taking a 10-second break between them, roughly. Last one. So, always improving, finding them a little bit easier now than when we started. And that's me doing 50% more than when we started. When we started, I was dying afterwards. Still feel like I'm at the foot of this mountain, looking up. And there's a long way to go. But progress, it's good. You're getting the same thing every day when you tune into this channel. And we're back. What's that behind me? That's Prague. Not really sure what Prague is. Can't remember. Progenity. They're the company that's really in favor of genity. Wonder how contragenity are doing. Do we look up contragenity? Oh, they're not. They can't seem to trade contragenity. Just progenity. Okay. Well, I suppose you can go long and short on progenity, so I guess don't really need to, do they? Up here at what you call that there? 410. There's a flash. That would be where my target would be at the minute, I suppose. It's nice to have these signals on the chart for us. Obviously, you still need to do TA though. Big drop down that we had here. Found support where we previously found resistance. Resistance that became support. Oh, obviously I did the TA over here at some point as well. When we dropped back down at that price, 350. Interesting. That was where we found support at anyway. Again, I suppose that sort of area. And so far we're back up, looking around about 50% movement back up. Not quite maybe, but yeah, just not quite where we are just now. But doing okay here. It's the 50% Fibonacci line, that one I'm pointing at. Doing okay here. So that, well, would we be that's the 5-minute time frame, by the way. So that's just like in terms of where we could be seeing the prices go sort of today even, maybe, or something like that. Let's see what it looks like on a bigger one though. Merrick Sanders, thanks so much, buddy. Awesome. Push, awesome. No message, just the dono. Thanks so much, mate. And well, come a long way. All of that way was down. And it's just tested at that 236 as well, and then bounced away. And that's where that area is, that 50% area. Well, interesting one. Obviously, you know, we'd be looking for this thing to trend up the way, breaking past the up past 420 and sustaining it up there over a period of a few days. Could obviously lead on to moves like 1025. For me, I'd probably take profit at 410. I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. That's something. Here's another one. People are interested a lot of these days. See the comments going around. People all talking, going crazy for SHIB. Now, there's something I want to show you here. Something I want to show you. I tweeted about this one yesterday, that's why. This said ongoing over here when it started. Then it got up to here, said worth the wait. Incidentally, as it happens, personally, when I was trading this, I took profit in and around about this area on that trade. Not the whole thing. I left 30% of it running or something like that. But I took profit on that because this has been a good move up the way we'd gone past that kind of diving board platform type thing of the dude. And there was, you know, every reason at the time why it could have actually have come back in for just organic movements. And it was getting fairly late at night and everything else, you know, and I'd said worth the wait. And what just happened was that I'd got into it somewhere around about down here. I'll measure the full thing though. And it had gone up 18%. I was up well over 12, 13, whatever. It's like happy enough to take profit on that, no problem. Drop back down the way again. And was actually able to pick up some other orders that I had on the way there, which is quite nice. Which was nice. And then actually ultimately go up for that target. Boom. Very well did. Very well done, so it was. Now, there's this extra additional idea that I kind of introduced to people yesterday that I'm not entirely sure if I want to kind of, you know, go with or not. And the idea being that you take out the 113 up there, then you are looking for continuation. And, you know, theoretically we are. I would say so. There's a one or two little sort of concerns on this front is that I would say go to the 4-hour time frame and bring the volume onto screen here. You can see this dramatic drop down in the volume in this last little while. Over the next couple of days, if this actually does sink off of the volumosphere, people are less interested in trading it. And by people, I don't really mean masses in terms of sheer quantity of people. I just mean the ones who are doing the big, who are pushing it around. Because this year's, it's like I explained yesterday, the way that this market works with regards to pushing the true range past the point of liquidations on people, and it's like a classic sort of liquidity hunting market here. It's been operated, and what am I talking about here? Yeah, the volume might just all drop off, and then we could also be looking down then for, where is she? Over here. So there's this big downside target there at zero, all the zeros, 28.50 up at 670 at the minute. So could look for that continuation. We are bullish. It's not like this entire time it's worth looking for this all the time, but we need to bear in mind that that's there, and that we could revisit that again in the future, and the conditions for that to happen would perhaps involve dropping off in terms of volume and breaking down the way, right? So if that were to happen, you'd need to watch out. So breaking down the way is really taking out that 57 area currently, where we last went down to for the last flash fill on the small time frames. And naturally, of course, looking at this thing, this is a linear chart, makes doing this little draw in here quite easy. You'd be looking down for that move, right? Stings, painful stuff. Now, not to say that you couldn't just go on up here, up and up and up and up, and actually make it up to like the next decimal place on this thing. Not to say that you couldn't. Absolutely not. Like I say, bullish market, yada yada, consolidation phase, and here could break either way, and preparing yourself for the possibility of doing so would be right. And the dropping off that we're seeing in volume coincides with this consolidation. It's what you typically would see there. But yesterday, the day before, it being more volume on this than any other crypto traded, like including Bitcoin, etc. And then today, so far, for it to not be the case, in fact, not even be in the top 5 or whatever, is a bit of a change of conditions, yeah. Oh, I see that there's somebody's asked in earlier on as well when you're chatting. Who was it? Was it D? To take a look at Elcid as well. HJ 899 super sticker. Well, what was the super sticker? Oh yay, a spinning hippo in the chair. Woo, woo. Thank you so much. Oh, Stally, just want to say thanks for your patience with me, everybody. See this, Stally saying this. It's coming up in a second. I'll get the wee chitty chatty message when it appears on my chitty chatty message swapper box up there. Bruley, Stally, what are you saying? Oh, if markets actually opened. Oh, they opened 5 minutes ago. What am I thinking? Listed, woo, yay, woo, yay. Big issues down below there to watch out for. Heard it here first, folks. 2254. Now, what do you think about the 2 hour ones? Interesting to see. Where is your message there? There we go, Brew Lee. Right, Stally. Just want to say thanks for your patience with me, everybody. Ha, cheapers. What a nice guy. Don't worry about it, I guess. He's such a nice guy, is our Stally. Right, so here from this low to this high, where we'd be looking for 3601. Take out 3601. It's shitty or pantsies time. Looking at it again, we see that there's a gap in there. Popping this back on, we see that the gap comes in at 236. Oh, how handy! Isn't this the wonderful world of Rocky Outcrop, where everything's just so handily fits together like it's a mechano set? And all we need to do is just take the pieces out of the box, put them together, and suddenly we are financially free. Yeah. that's more or less it. So yeah, if we take out this 236 here, we're taking out that gap as well. It's all about how prices respond when they get to the gap, as opposed to necessarily what the significance of the gap itself means. Well, this 236 lining up with that gap does give it that extra significance if you were to go through it. Would it not? You could be even down towards 29.14, but of course there's that 22 or 23.34, 23.34, 23.34 target for us as well on this one. Nice, nice start to the day. Not going to say that it's not a nice start to the day, but it is a bearishly divergent on the stochastic start, and the DMI, it never goes up this high without dropping back down on anything, more or less, at some point. Funnily enough, though, as you can see here in the examples, like, whoosh, real bullish market. This one here, what's this? Where's my volume at on this one? Stayed high, bearishly divergent throughout. Pumped right up. Well, here's a real pump and dumper. What is this company anyway? Lucid Group Inc. Let's just go and see what sort of shit company Lucid Group Inc. is. Lucid Group Inc. They're so lucid. Lucid Group Inc. in the sky with diamonds. Ah, they're these guys. Are they the one that was set up by like one of the guys that used to do Tesla and whatnot as well? Headquartered in Newark, California. Energy storage, original equipment. No, I don't think so. Different one, but same sort of deal. Let's go look at their cars. We'll base our opinions on this stock on the pictures they have of their cars. So far, Global Healthcare Consultancy. Oh, we don't like this company so much. They've got the same name. That's a bit annoying. Lucid Motors, then I guess it is. Even though they've got the same name as some healthcare thing. See up in the top left, by the way, it says scheduled 00. It's awesome. No idea what that's about, by the way. I don't know why that's up there. Can I get rid of that? Yeah. Oh, brilliant. There we go. So their website is going to load at some point. It says Discover Air. Okay, we like to look at that enough so far. It's futuristic, quite like the Tesla. It's got wheels. Cool. It's got wheels. It's got a nice lack of anything. Now, design-wise, they've kind of forgotten about any market outside of, or the majority of markets outside the United States, where you need to have a license plate on the front and back of your car. A lot of people in the United States don't realize that that's the way it is over here, because, it makes it easier to tell who's driving a car if you can tell, and what the car is if you've got a license plate on the front and the back. So most people do that, and they don't have that little bit of flatness. See, they designed the flatness in there, but they don't have that here, which means that when you see them in foreign countries, they're going to have little funny kind of shitty number plates on them. In fact, maybe if we look really closely, we might just see that there's a couple of little dots on the screen where the number plate might attach. Is that a tiny little dot just there? Is that a tiny little dot? Do you see what I mean? So these are the sorts of concerns we need to have. Anyway, right, sorry, yeah, back to the charts. But we are concerned about their number plate placement. You can see that there is two little dents there, definitely. They just want you to have the number plate kind of positioned roughly between where that dent is. I suppose that's probably the ideal place for it. Do we have any other thoughts on this? Not really. Oh, it's $7,400. I don't know. Why would you buy that when you could buy a Tesla? That'd be my main thing that I would say. So there's your fundamentals, right? So we've done the fundamentals thing. People like to look at fundamentals from time to time, so we're back on the charts. Great. Okay, so we do like this company and want to see it getting continuation. Yep. I want to see it pushing on here and not coming in and filling in this gap today or any of that sort of jazz and breaking on down, but we're aware of what the significance of that gap is, and I think that was the necessary part on that front. By the way, that was the linear chart. Let's just look at the same thing in logarithmic mode, just so that we don't feel like we've been stupid on it somehow. And let's take it from here where the actual low is up to here. Yeah, so you'd be more than filling in the gap. It'd be taking out the gap and running on down past it, really, realistically, is what you're looking at. Also seems I've got other Fibonacci's from the times from back in the day over here. Where's this one come down as low as? Well, ultimately, the low was actually down here. And that's us at the 618 golden pocket just now. Yeah, so obviously there's been a little bit of an inflection in here. Golden pocket, that's why. If we push on, then looking beyond $48 at the minute is a bit greedy. $58 at that 886 would be somewhere to look to, however. But Rum bum ba dum bum. Rum bum ba dum ba da dum ba da ba dum bum ba da ba dum bum ba dum ba dum. I wish I was at home for Christmas. Rum bum 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 bum. 43 for that 1618. Plenty of reasons in this region for this thing to get a correction in the next wee while. It's running, it's got momentum, all that good stuff. Smaller term time frame, you know, we've opened up here, done well. So it's cautionary. Cautionary. We've had gaps in the past that have obviously been left on. This is fine on this chart because it just, you know, it's a bit like this when it's on runs. It's been kind of, you know, people are in control. It's the same sort of market as like SHIB, where it gets controlled by a stock operator somewhere. So you're riding the coattails of a stock operator in this one, and that's cool. Fair enough. Looking to avoid divergence when we can. Huge move up on the smaller time frame DMI. You can see it here as well on this. So, you know, great. We can run on. I'm just going to leave that one as it is, actually. Sweet. AMC. What's that thing? They make movies. No, they don't make movies. They show movies to people in cinemas in the country. That's right, cinemas. 3504. Is that where the prices want to go to? Interesting. What's it say lower down? Loads of these moments where we've had real kind of lack of movement, then movement. Oh, I've got that song stuck in my head. You might have noticed. So we've done that. Oh, we're back doing that. Oh, we've done that one on the 15-minute time frame. So we were heading there right there immediately, obviously. We've done that now. Is that good? Let's just check around the place and see, give it a health check. We've done the 30-minute effort as well. Good jobby. We don't want to push down past it and get that sort of trend change feeling. We hate this one. We've always hated this one though. This is what, coming from $9 or something. Is it? No, it's coming from 585. Yeah, we've always hated that one. Ugh. We'll ignore that for the next forever. We'll ignore that forever, right? Is that where it ends up going? It's quite obvious that there's like, that's so funny with this show. It's so funny to have not really looked at the broader term timeframes on thingy with my indicator up on screen like this. We have obviously drawn in the line here. We're very much aware of it. I've got drawings going right to it, showing us it. So, you know, so funny though to see it, see how scary that makes the whole thing look in a sense. Let's just face it for what it is. Still aiming up towards that 67 area. We've still not done, you know, enough to completely effed it, but we're close. You know, I really don't want to see us taking out $33. 35 is okay. You know, in here it's okay. It's okay. It's not ideal. It is okay. Which way is the trend? If we can't remains. What? Yeah, well. Hey. Hoo ha. Ha. What am I doing that for? Right, yeah, sounds. Just going to hide all this stuff here and see if there's any sort of decent moving average stuff that we should point out. The negative cross on the 1 hour time frame there, we've not retested it as yet. Retest and failure takes us up to 37 again. Where's 15-minute time frame? Just about to maybe take out that one. 5 minutes. Okay, so we're just looking to be turning things around here. Positive day to day here would be really quite nice then. It would start to set things up for that potential upswing towards the 37 sort of price point. We've covered off the flash that we needed to on the smaller term time frames. Lack of follow through here past 35 at the minute. Very good. So so you could manage your risk there if you were wanting to go long on this one right now. I don't know. I mean, are people thinking in these terms? Just looking at this from an education standpoint, as much as anything, really. You know, we've pushed on down loads, and there's loads of reasons to be cautious in all these areas. And the targets we've had in the past are big deals, and breaking them is really a big deal. So we're not looking for that just yet. What we're instead looking for is for a nice day to day. that takes out these moving averages and starts to get something that looks like some sort of positive trend. You can see for all these low time frames that it's mostly just a downward slope. We get down to the 1 minute time frame, right? And you finally got a cross between the 50 and the, you can't see shit, can you? A cross between the 50. Oh, look, we'd have to go down there as well. And here. We're really going to have to try here, aren't we? So is the day's work not over until we've gone down to 34.91? Tell you what, like having this thing on your screen changes things quite a bit in terms of where you're forced to look to. Are we going down to 34.91 today? Are we? Interesting stuff. I wonder on that one. Anyway, right, sound. Let's just go back over the chat for a minute. That was just me just looking around at some stuff in the markets. I don't know. The markets are open. Just wanted to look at some stuff. I don't know. Look for opportunities to do education. Look for opportunities to look at interesting stuff on charts. There are interesting stuff happening, like we were talking about with the LCID stuff like that. You know, come back down and retested at that gap again already today since chatting about it. So, you know, it could run on, blah 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 blah, but we know what to look for, right? We know what it means if we go past it. Talked about prog, and we know that we got a target up towards 410, but you know, there's bigger targets down below as well. Sure. Did we talk about that right? Did I talk about that right? I think I did at the time. And all that good stuff. Hi Rocky, this is Ms. Thanker. Oh, that was yesterday. Sorry. Whoops, wrong screen. Space Monkey sent a super 9.99 super chat. Oh, I didn't get your wee 9.99 super chat up on screen, Space Monkey. Come back here, Space Monkey. Space Monkey. Space Monkey. Put another message on that you sent instead to give you a shout out. It says, Straight Spying, it seems he watches your streams. Do. Yes, people do. People definitely do. They watch them. They watch mine as well. All the time. Ba-dam. That is right. It's all the time, MRFers. All the time. Yeah, anyway, great. Thanks for the 9.99s. Oh, Ghost of Dan. Your tune's quality. Gonna have to play that at some point. Looking forward to it. But I haven't arranged that yet, Dan. I will soonly-ish. Soonlish, Dan. Dan, I will play your song soon. Just give me some time to set it up with Miss Moneypenny and Q. Hey, best teacher, trader, and sleep sound. Oh, thanks, bud. Are you having another rest? Hope you're feeling a bit better, Katie. See that your sickness moved from your head to your tummy. Well, let's hope you get a bit better. Refreshing. Okay, so we did some chitter chatter. That's the chat box right there. Big love to you all y'all out there. That's the list of all the cool people that are donating to the show. Keep working, hand. Oh my god. Oh, this is how Edward Scissorhands felt. Anyway, and here. Oh, that's that list of cool people. Ghost of Dan with a thingamajig there, would you call it? And Kitty Bebs with one as well. Brilliant. Thank you. Thank you. That was a Sean Connery impression we did earlier on. Right, cool. Let's do the thing I wanted to do. Yes, let's do the thing I wanted to do. Hoo-ha! Brilliant. Yeah, I've been wanting to do this, but internet's been annoying me. Start off with Minner. You can see I got a chunk into this one. Wasn't fully paying attention though. Just wanted to let the thing play to see if it worked, right? With my internet was working, and then it was, and then I was doing other stuff to get started here. That's why I was slightly delayed today as well, by the way. Let's get your video on the go. This is Minner. Thanks, pal. Give the video a like just now. Have you hit like on this video? Look. See this button? You see this button here? You see this button? Push that button. Push it. Push that button. Push that button now. Push that button now. Push it. Thank you. See this one? If what I just did there now it wouldn't make your friends think that you were some sort of weirdo for sharing it with them, then please do this sort of, distribute this content. See this button? That's a good button, that is. It's a good button. Ta-ta! Let's go!
From the March 2020 high low, we're at the 1618 golden pocket.
Go back to the start.
From the March 2020 high low, we're at the 1618 golden pocket. We were in an ascending wedge, which we fell out of when we're testing the bottom sides. Here looking towards pattern confirmation. Here's a measure move down in the 4-1 pocket. We were in an ascending wedge, which
I thought you said descending. That's because I'm a dummy. I was born in a zoo, honestly, raised by monkeys.
we fell out of when we're testing the bottom sides. Here looking towards pattern confirmation. Here's a measure move down in the 414, about $407, and then right below that is a little gap on the charts, as well as the weekly 50 simple. So you're looking to test that as well, and if you break through this gap, the downside.
Thanks, Katie. So yeah, brilliant. Spy. Bum 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 bum. Diddle, diddle, diddle. So thanks, thanks, Minner Money Penny, for your spy technical analysis. Very front heavy with their technical analysis there. You got a lot in there quite densely at the start of the video. I was just pointing out the sort of double top type facet there. Whoops, silence. Haha, Charlie Chaplin. What a guy. And asking, about that bearish divergence you can see over there on the weekly. It's like you got the 24-hour time frame giving you this kind of slightly confused type of picture here, in the sense of that bearish divergence running in to the previous high before we drop back down again, coming up here, taking out that previous sort of the last peak area without divergence, giving you that kind of confusion. And we have to remember as well, there's that bullish divergence, which is pointed out in a minute here by Minner. So these sorts of things kind of keep on going up, and it's the SPY. It's like, really trying to stick a stick in our spokes. Had great joy over the last long time telling people all about the SPY. And how it's going to fill in a few of the gaps along the way, etc. But it's going to have hidden bullish divergence and just keep going, right? And it's not been, and that's just how things have been until they stop being that way. Mental stuff, right? So how do we feel about this? How do we feel about this double top esque? It's not actually a double top anymore. How do we feel about this thing at the minute is a big question we've had in the Discord chatting the other night, and we're talking about that, and we're talking about it with relation to the sort of the SPY cheat sheet over here with regards to the VIX volatility index, and just kind of, here we're going long on the VIX volatility index a wee bit at the minute. Done all right, not amazing, but it's like, people are finding it tough. Either way, at the top of the SPY thing, people are finding it a little bit tough, just a little bit, and that's what's nice to see. So when you're seeing this little bit of an extra push on, really screwing people, that was kind of what I was talking about, like in the SPY, in the Discord the other day, said it would be nice to see it push on a little bit, just to give you that nice bit of fuckery before coming in, filling in a couple of these gaps down below, and then doing whatever the Kit wants to do because it's SPY, right? So you know, we're coming in here, potential crosses, etc. I'm going to let Minner take it over from here. Just want to point a few of the sort of contextual things out, because this is the environment that you're going into. That's saying that you're looking for a short on the thing is very nice, very nice. But what we're going to do is obviously we're going to trade between chunks, and I think that there's a tone inside what Minner's saying here, perhaps, and we'll listen out for it, of not being like massively like, no, there's no FOMO in this move. It's like there's something that could happen. Let's see if it could happen. What would the conditions be, and assess the things which are working against us. And that's why I was just trying to enhance that feeling, because I do believe it's in his video. Let's go back to it.
Side targets would be this 272, and then the pre-COVID highs, which would be anything below that would be questioning market structure, turning this uptrend into a possible downtrend. You do, however, you do see this swing failure on the weekly RSI. It dips below here. It does put in bullish divergence.
Nice popping in a swing failure there. You're using these 2 points to come up with it though, and I would wonder. I wonder if that is that what we were talking about? Is that area, right? Just give me a second here. You're on the weekly chart, and you're talking about swing failure. Were you in the? Sorry, wait, hold on. You're on the, yeah, you're still on the weekly, and you're looking sorry, wait a minute. I'm so blind. You're looking like logarithmic. Yeah. Stretch that down a bit. Right, so I mean, all the way along here, there's been elements of this sort of swing. So you're looking to take out the in-between area, really, between two big peaks and stuff like that. And here you kind of got your swing failure in a sense, right? And then we did actually get a drop down subsequent to that. So this whole event that's all circled, etc., is corresponding to that one. To say that we've got a swing failure between these points just here, as a result of the way that this price action has gone over the last couple of weeks, just pushing just a little bit higher in here, would mean that between these 2 points it's not divergent, but between, of course, this high up here and where we are right now, it would be divergent. But of course, then that means we're still waiting to go on and take one of these things out. Let me just see here for a second. You know, you're talking between like May or April to now, and that there's just not quite 20. No, wait. Why am I being so? Am I being blind in some way? Why? Right, sorry. I'm a bit obviously struggling brain-wise today for some reason. Struggling brain-wise. Why am I struggling so badly with my brain? Where's the? This is touches off the neutral line here. That's why. What the? Oh, beep beep. It's 3 o'clock. Sorry. Taking a bit longer to do stuff at the minute than I anticipated. Soz. Right, yeah, anyway, it doesn't look like one to me, sorry man, just because of that, just because it's just pushed a little bit higher in between. Although I'm on the monthly time frame. God, so dyslexic there. Honestly, sometimes I'm dyslexic, right? Sometimes it's not necessarily. What's this all about? Shut up. Sometimes it's not necessarily dyslexic. I was looking up there. I looked at the time frame again and again and again. Every time I read weekly, every single time. Jimmy's like 10 times more than that than me. So I think, well, I can't possibly just be dyslexic because look at that guy, or dyspraxic or whatever. Sometimes I say as well. But I was looking up there. I was convinced that I triple, double, triple, quadruple checked it, and I kept looking and I kept looking. I was struggling, really struggling. It's really struggling. It's like, how come I can fit years onto my chart and he can only fit? If I was doing, if I were to enter into a trading journal today, I'd write bit thick today, right? I'd probably write something like that in there. I would honestly, I would. It'd be like, don't know if this is necessarily relevant for my trades today, but I was looking at the charts and seeing a W as an M in terms of the time frame thing. Maybe worth knowing. Maybe I'm a bit stupid right now. I've actually got a higher sensitivity to thinking about whether or not I'm stupid because of my health condition thing, where sometimes like you can get sort of sepsis stuff, and one of the symptoms of sepsis, believe it or not, is reduced mental acuity. So yeah. Anyway, is that there? It's like higher. So along the way here, along this whole stretch, it's been higher all the way along. So while you like, you want to look for that as a swing failure, we just managed to push outside of it there. Now, no divert. So you're looking for the bearish divergence here between these two highs to say that this was a swing failure. You obviously, so what you do is you'd identify a high and then hopefully a bearishly divergent high, which that isn't, and then you'd look to this point and say, oh wow, look, here was a swing failure, which unfortunately there wasn't.
TI plus crossing TI minus, no strength of trend. However, MACD and flux, you see the bullish divergence clearly here on the RSI, jumping down to the daily. The previous lows were all just touching the top, and we dipped into the bearish control zone on this last one. TI
That's hidden bullish divergence, which would be continuation divergence, but
plus is still pointing down, is above the DI minus, and the DI minus is pointing down. Strength trend falling off, and it's at 22. You see the falling volume while we're climbing in price.
So I don't know if it's clear this necessarily to you, Minner, mate, but yeah, the hidden bullish divergence I think that you were pointing out there is I think you were trying to point out hidden bullish divergence. That's continuation. That means that the trend is likely to continue. So that's the hidden thing, and that's the glory of the SPY. All hail the glorious SPY. So often divergent on the tops, so often hiddenly divergent underneath. Look out for that as you trade it. So yeah, that's SPY.
Past couple weeks here. The bearish divergence might be confirming on the daily RSI if it goes.
Cool. Daily RSI bearish convergence might be, yeah, exactly. Might be. Man, that's exactly it. Talking this thing. Great time for the video. Would have been good to have talked about it beforehand, but it would have been like a real discussion thing. I'd have been saying, would be nice to see the SI pushing up a little bit higher, give us a little bit more fuckery in the markets to kind of have this impact on the VIX, because we're not seeing the signals quite yet there on the VIX. Say that we're ready to turn around. Like, we're close. But if you're looking at that setup, then it's not there quite. So without that being quite there, then your cheat sheet for the SPY is not working. Vice versa, your SPY cheat sheet for the VIX isn't quite working yet. But it's all close, and it's all so close, but not quite. So we would have been saying, is that possibly? And on the daily time frame, have we got? Yeah, we're still here. Still totally, man. Still totally is. Totally is. Still totally is. But to get there, we needed to push up a little bit higher to get that higher high end. When you're doing this here, you're saying like it's just below. It's not quite there. It's not quite to say, but you're right. You're right. I mean, it's still it's there. It's so close, and you're anticipating this thing. Great. This is more of a nuanced thing about it's about the nuances, isn't it? And it's within these percentages that you get a little bit tighter on what you're doing.
Down to fill in these gaps and break the 50 simple or this little 236 from this low to this high. Jumping to the 4-hour, however, you see there's no bearish divergence. It's already made higher highs on the RSI and price, technically by just a couple cents. You could be looking toward the double top. However, as there's no bearish divergence, anything towards the upside will be limited around 470 by my
Nice, man. Nice work. So you're actually realizing what's going on there as you're talking about it. Saying anything towards the top side could be limited at 470. So you've actually got like a good degree of tolerance in terms of like, okay, we could have anything in this sort of zone that could be good material for us to look into, get our teeth into, and combine it with everything else we've been looking at, which is now, I suppose, anywhere in this sort of territory. Anywhere in there is kind of like what you're looking to, and we're able to start doing that now. So that's cool, man. Good work.
personal risk tolerance, and then that could possibly be making a head and shoulders again and falling below this golden pocket to test market structure. From the
Yeah, manage risk at 470. You were going to say, I think you said in your description to that one. Yeah, brilliant, man. Good job. Although I would say, in the sense that if you're managing your risk at 470, it's one of these ones where you maybe kind of you maybe be benefited by thinking to yourself, ideally, I could get in at around about 470 and have the opportunity of managing risk higher, but there might not be that opportunity to do that. I just, just in terms of prudence with it, nice other little things, I suppose, that you could chuck in there just to see how things would go. And I think you probably, you just for your own fun is to kind of look and see where your extension targets are. We're at the 113 at the minute, as it happens. The 1618's up there at that 470 region. So it's like that. It's like that sort of painful. I've decided 470 is the region. 470. You put in your stop. You look at the charts. It goes up 450, 460, 465, 469, 470. You're like, that stings. I made the right decision. 471, 59, 469, 468, 464. Right, so just watch out for that. Some chick from Florida. Yeah.
Hi everybody, this is Emily, aka Some Chick. Sorry I know I'm late, but that is how I roll. But I
Don't worry about it, Emily. I was late today as well. High five.
did want to show that I am doing my homework. I am practicing.
Good.
This is Lev, Lion Electric Vehicles. You can see here on the weekly chart that hasn't been around that long, just about a year. I've been keeping an eye on it for more fundamental reasons, like, oh my gosh, their vehicles are so cute.
What did I tell you? Some chick. Fundamentals, right? You must have been laughing into your porridge there watching that. Exactly right. We checked out the Lucid car manufacturer, trying to figure out, how cute are their cars, right? That's the fundamentals. Am I right, some chick? Boom! Nice one. Great minds. Hey, excellent to see it. I'm glad you've done your research.
So let's keep an eye on it. It was throwing in some bullish divergence. So I was wondering, as it was throwing in these lower lows here lately, if it wasn't going to bounce soon, and I was trying to keep an eye on it. If we switch down here.
Did you get that bounce that happened with it there? It seems, just looking at that chart. Let's just bring it up. Live, let me live. This is the 2-day time frame, and it's Gap City, Gap City. This must be the wrong feckin' chart. Live. No, Livermore. No, right. Sorry, hold on a second. Where's your Lev? Woo! We have a ready-made signal out of the box for us here on Dial 24-hour time frame. Ha! Handy. Well, there we go, aiming up towards 1682. Look at that bullish divergence on the way down there. The daily time frame, great thinking starting off in the weekly time frame. Got this bullish divergence as you spotted, throwing in the bullish divergence as you so neatly put it. Yep, that's right, coming in for a crossover here on the DMI as well as she happens. And there has been that, and it has had that bounce. You see, in a sense as well, like for Minner to get a move on the SPY, it's like this bastard SPY thing. Going to have to really try with the TA on this one and look at all of the ways that this will go and really boil it down and think about how the markets screw people constantly, yada yada yada. And then you've got something like this, which is a little bit more like, well, this might go up. Who knows? Because it's not like necessarily built to screw with us. Sort of a way. But also then you've got like the sort of classic things that you'd look to, like what's this? 1 low, 2 low, 3 low, 4 low, and then you got 1 low, 2 low, 3 low, 4 low. So you've got nice 3 pushes of bullish divergence there in the daily time frame. Coming down the way here from the highs, you've got 2 points that you'd look to, 1 and 2, primarily for drawing in your Fibonacci's from the highs to the lows. So just doing that real quick to draw it in here for us. By the way, it's slightly easier for me to do the TA on this because I've not done the TA on it a billion gazillion times already, like the SPY one. Because because you're like, what did I think before? How did I think before, etc. That kind of infects your thinking. You can't. It has to. You're a human being. So anyway, just doing this one fresh, and you can see that we're just above the 236 as well at this point, which is very nice. It also being above our previous high. Now, bearing in mind that that doesn't mean that we can't turn around. This means that we've done pretty much enough. You know, really great. We could now go in for a higher low. Therefore, if I was trading this and looking for that better entry, really realistically, I would definitely be looking down to that 50 simple moving average that's coming in at that 618 golden pocket there, giving me an entry of around, say, I don't know, 1230. I'm not a financial advisor, and none of this is financial advice. But from the price point at the minute of $14, that's pretty decent with a target up above a 1682, giving you a 50% rise towards the top side. No, not really. A 30% rise towards the top side from here, as opposed to 40%. Oh, nice one. Compromise. Meet me in the middle. As opposed to the sort of the 20% that you would get if you went directly from here. But nevertheless, 20% is not to be sniffed at in any way by anybody in any shape or form. So nice rise up the way the cautionary tale though. A cautionary tale about whether or not we could see this pullback coming in here, as we see the DMI having come up towards this line, which is of course marked in blue for a reason, highlighting to you how you can get inflection here. Now, of course, as well, you can also see times when in the past when going up above this has been somewhat significant, and while as well coming back down below it again thereafter has been somewhat significant as well in El Paso. And you can see then, of course, well, I mean, while this thing obviously is relatively recent in terms of these big this big rising up relatively recently. I mean, what did I say? Actually, it's been rising up. It was rising up actually all of last year. Not this whole big downward trend has just been this entire year, in fact. So yeah, it feels to me like this is a year-long downward trend, and that at some point it will end, and then we get a nice movement towards the top side. Interesting stuff, and we've got a nice little setup for us anyway in a smaller term, smaller than a week time frame. Yo, stay fucking jacked. We're getting close, says Gaston. Oh yeah, man, stay jacked. Always stay jacked. I'm sure you're probably talking about this bad boy over here, 179.91. Are we looking for things to go down as well? By the way, we'll come back. We can. I don't know how much TA actually we'll have time for on this chart, and as it happens right now. And that is a luxury that I get to choose all the time as to whether or not we do spend masses of time on this thing or not, which is cool. But we've got this gap down below that we're looking for if we need to come in and fill it in. And I do believe as well, did we actually ever fill in 171.50? We didn't quite get down there, so that means over here somewhere there's a flash, there's a flash on your charts. There, where was it? Well, I don't know. Anyway, by the way, seeing the interaction in and around about this previous one right now, showing us, yeah, okay, 171.50 on the 2 minute time frame. I always wonder though, are these things we have to figure out? Are these movements here where we come in pretty close? Are they satisfying the gap, the flash fill with these wicks that came down here? Does that actually do it? No, is the answer currently at the minute. So we're still waiting for that, and that's our target in there on that one if we should get it. So, anyway, right, sweet. So sweets for my sweets, sugar for my honey. If you like that indicator, you'll love this. How about it? 15-minute time frame. School and it going bing bash bosh. Wow, once we got this move. What was that? You could have shorted it from 66-ish, got it down at 64. Over here, you could have longed it anywhere below sort of 60 grand. 59 grand, got out again at 63. Oh my god, does this thing just make money? Yes. Yes, that's what this does. Over here, oh look, oh wow, we've really recovered. We're totally not going to dip back down again. Whoopang! For one reason only. The reason that this indicator identifies. Yes. Best indicator in the world. Best indicator in the world ever. Yes, ever. Is there anything over here that we should take a look at? I'm going back to the homework in just a second. No. Yep. Nope. Yep. But that's just that time frame. There was a second here. A quick jump around. Do 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 do. Ba 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 ba. Ba-dum. $2.13 coming in to retest the cross on the 12-hour time frame of the 50 and the 200 if they were to cross negatively or to defend them or whatever on Cardano. With this move coming up here, There you go. There you go. Sweets for my sweet, sugar for my honey. That's the target right there. Yay! So where does that put us at the minute? $2 up there, 5% move possibly on the cards. After that, does it want to F off? Who knows? But anyway, life is easy. Life is easy when you take everything that you know and you put it into something. Right. So what were we looking at? Why? Homework. And it was Lev. The fundamentals, a good looking car. More homework, by the way, people. I want to see more homework from you all, right? So a lot of people have done one, and good on you. I think maybe what I'll do is I'll set a different homework challenge next, right? So, what do you think? You can chat amongst each other about your homework. If you want more homework, what type of homework are you wanting? You can totally chat about it. But I will try and set something a little bit different next time. So how about we do something like no, I don't know. No. I still should still be more or less choose your own. But you know, and the rules will still be the same. 2 minute videos, and you can choose essentially. Because you know, you could do a little presentation on something, you know, whatever it is. Or I could make it so that you have to do homework, which is like I want a 2 minute video where you find where you take a random stock you've never looked at before and you show me how to find 3 support and resistance levels on the 24-hour time frame and the reasons why you did it. In fact, right? So you've got your choice. You've got your choice. You can do as we have homework. You can do one them. 2 minutes, not 20 minutes. 2 minute videos. Because look at this, it's taking me ages to get through just 2 minute videos. And you can do just as we have been, or if you prefer, you can do um, a 2 minute video where you open up a chart that you're not familiar with, that we don't look at all the time. So that because like I mean, let's be fair, quite a lot of the homework that's been submitted is, you know, the answers are somewhat out there from the guy who's going to be marking your homework. And I suppose that's kind of what school's like, right? You get taught something by somebody and then you do the thing on the thing that you're getting taught. But I want to see it on something different, right? Just anything, just something different, just for the crack. I mean, do me a favor. Go look at 3333. I mean, do you know anybody else who's long on Evergrande right now? Who else out there in the world is long on Evergrande right now? Well, I'm long on Evergrande. You can do it on China Evergrande. Go, do me a favor. This pullback that's happened here is a wee bit annoying. We still aiming up to 14.4. Yes! Fucking yes, by the way. Oh, I am sorry, a bit quiet there. I'll just push this up a bit. Hopefully not too quiet there for you. Hopefully not annoying your heads by having to make you change your volume too much. Right, brilliant.
To some lower time frames,
Good
you can
thinking.
kind of see that bullish divergence. I underlined it there on the chart, and you can see it there on the RSI.
Abs. Live 5 minutes. Fine. Yeah, yesterday. Ah, good press. I honestly, genuinely, I know how hard it. I know it. Guy who just like fuck rock fucking isn't, by the way. Well done. Um, yesterday. Um, yeah.
Weekly chart. Bring in these lower lows here. If we switch down here to some lower time frames, you can kind of see that bullish divergence. I underlined it there on the
5%. Can't tell time frame. Hours. nice one. And had a little. If I was in the time frame and I saw the prices were coming up, this out at me back to where kind of what first thing that out at me, I'd be looking at the chart, and the reason why you have these averages up, or not why you have them on, obvious indications of having something in the chart is that you that line just as that where the prices are. You look at it, we've got this gap on the charts and stuff like that. That kind of sucks. Yada yada. Asking that question: are we going? And we actually did go to that line. A shock. That's how that happened. Obviously, other like, wait, are you being
eye on it. If we switch down here to some lower time frames, you can kind of see that bullish divergence. I underlined it there on the chart, and you can see it there on the RSI. And if you kept going down and
damn, I'm so foolish. I keep moving down so I don't screw with some chick's video here. Sal, thanks for coming. Thank you for that. It's coming through his camera monitor, not the mic. Lol, turn on the mic. Nah, man, I've got a. When I'm reaching over here, this hand reaching over here, it's going to my volume. And it's back. And it's back. And it's back. I'm doing that. Smart. It's because I'm a genius. Let's just do that little section again.
lows here lately if it wasn't going to bounce soon, and I was trying to keep an eye on it. If we switch down here to some lower time frames, you can kind of see that bullish divergence. I underlined it there on the chart, and you can see it there on the RSI. And if you kept going down in time frames, it just
You can. You're right. You totally could. It's hard to do on your phone. It's obviously so much clearer on your computer. With all these thrusts down, we talked about this part already. The 1, 2, 3, 4 of them that there was. All these lows coming in bullish divergent. You're right. Now, just as a cautionary note, when you're aware that you're only looking at this amount of the screen just here, for example, and you're saying, "Oh, this looks bullishly divergent," etc. Just remember, of course, that was the same feeling that everybody had here, and the same feeling that everybody had here. You know, like, oh, it's bullishly divergent. Oh, it's bullishly divergent. And there is something to be said for looking for just to see how much of that there has been over a period of time, because if the markets have been quite bearish running into it, which, as you can see, they've been quite bearish this whole year, that you get to July, you get to August, you think, are we turning around? And then you get to September, you think, are we turning around? And you get to October, and you think, are we turning around? And you know, it took a long time, October from July, all that time pushing that down. That's your bullish divergence, you know, really. And that's why you're right, and you knew this anyway because you're looking on the weekly time frame and seeing it as well. But just thinking about the implications of that. Crack on.
gets more and more obvious that it was divergent. And I was hoping it was going to turn around there, but it didn't. It did fall below that 50-period moving average and put in an even lower low. But then here in the last few weeks, it did finally get a good bounce. It did go up, and if tracing it from its most recent high to this new low, it did go up and touch the 236. So I'm hoping that that means that it is going to be a real turnaround now and start putting in some higher lows at least. You can see it was
Yep. Good one. Good work.
unable to hold on to that 236.
Good work. Good work.
And has fallen back below it in the last couple of days. So I'm just watching to see if it goes back up there, get some body closes. Or more likely, I think it's going to come down here. You can see that it does have a gap, as well as that the yellow line is the 50-period moving average down there. And if you switch to the 1 hour chart, not only is that 50 still there, but the 200 is there as well. So I think that means it really needs.
That's how that always is, by the way. But good. And I love the way that you looked up. I love the way that you looked that information up, and I love the way that you showed that. That's fantastic. That's always where you're going to find it. Apart from in scenarios where you've had like region average, is a quarter of the size of the 4 hour. The 1 is a quarter of 4, and 50 is a quarter of 200. And so then on the 4 hour time frame, that's where you're going to see the 50. On the 100, on the 1 hour time frame, that's where you're going to see the 200. Sorry, I said that the wrong way. Right? You get the point. It's a binary thing. So I just did my lefty righties wrong there, but you get the point. You get the point. Obviously, it's math. But you're right, okay? And pointing that out is important, and knowing that's where it, just knowing like that's where this is. It's not just that that's where that happens to be. That's where that is, and it's going to be there for a significant period in time, and it is something to be aware of, and it is a target to have, and yada yada. And seeing that, sure, that's where the 50 period is on the 1 hour time frame, but like, or sure, that's where the 200 is in the 1 hour time frame, but it's like, yeah, and there it is on the 4 hour time frame, and on the 4 hour time frame, where are they in relation to each other? Would be the kind of the evolution of that. And over here on the charts, like this is the 4 hour time frame, you can see the 50 simples down here curving up, like curving up, etc. 1 hour time frame, 200 simples obviously down here curving up as well, and we've just had a cross. So if we did pull back down, maybe we see a retest of this at some point. We're now just above that 236 that we were getting resistance at before. Now we're getting it. Maybe it's going to be support, which means that managing your risk and all the rest of it. Great job, by the way, since yesterday and your TA. So we'll just have a look. We'll just have a look at what you've got left here for us.
To come down there and do a test at the very least. If not, come all the way down here and fill this gap, or of course come down and put even lower lows, and Emily made a bad guess.
One of the things is that it's just a massive distraction. Sorry, I was going to point out something else to do with harmonics and stuff like that, but really interesting, great. You could. It's just the way that as it happens, precisely where you pointed to right there is where I'd be looking to probably, just visually looking at what you're doing there. That probably actually is where you'd be looking to. If you're looking for this, this next area to come in here and to actually go a little bit lower in terms of how this would be going along. Like you've got this fairly reduced. Hold on a second. You've got this fairly the shape of this thing. Look, the angles here are like this. The angles here are like this. The angles here. This is to try and make the same point, visually to you, and that, so that you can see the so you can see, oh look, they're the same. That's the same. So you had this, and then you had this, and then you had this, and then you had this, and I'm just saying, it's like that really, and this is not using trend lines to show it. This is trying to make the point about the essentially the curvature of what we've got on the go here, etc. To say that if we did come down, then we would quite possibly would be pushing towards that area, which just as it happens is probably going to be in and around about the 113 Fibonacci retracement point, in it around about that $10 zone, and then maybe you've got a 5-0 or a shark pattern or one of these types of things on the go with regards to it. Now, I don't really particularly massively want to go into any details on that front at all. I don't actually find that section of harmonics to be as useful as the other, given the body of research into those types of, given the work that's out there already. However, they are fantastic. It's just like, so well done. That, whether that was coincidental or not. Patience equals dollars. Man, patience pays. Gaston, you're so right about that. Patience, 100%. 100% patience pays. Thanks for that. And by the way, Chris, 2 pints of Guinness for you. It'll stick hairs on your chest. Cheers, buddy. Cheers, Chris, as ever. Yeah, cool guy. It was good chatting to you, by the way, the other night. You funny bastard. Right. Okay, so And let's move on now. I don't know if any of that registered at all in terms of the point that I was trying to make there. It doesn't really matter. It's maybe too esoteric, but it's pretty good and well done for you for pointing those things out, because that would be kind of more maybe what you'd be looking to.
So just keeping an eye on it to see what it does. Thanks, everybody.
Well done. Thanks so much for that. Good work. Comment. Look at this, Piga. OMG, Piga. You didn't hit like. Look at that. I'm the only one that hit like. You didn't hit like, Piga. Piga. Called out, Piga. Caught ya. Caught ya. How many people are watching right now? How many people have hit like? I bet you, if you see more people watching this video right now than have hit like, then it's all Piga's fault. Now you know. Also, please don't bully Piga just because I said that. I'm just having a joke. Don't bully Piga. And over here. Great work. Couple of things. Obviously, Minner's technical analysis was somewhat more sophisticated than some chicks, and you did a really great job on what is potentially, in a way, a harder thing to do the analysis on. And you pointed out some of the really interesting, nuanced dynamics, and the way that you were looking at the market was very good. Well done. You did a good job there. Little things that you didn't talk about were, of course, like this cross on the MACD, but who gives too much of a shit about that? I guess what you're thinking. Interesting to see that you talked about the DMI and the cross there. You pointed out a lot of good things. Really interesting to see you using a swing failure. Maybe didn't quite get the swing failure right there, but boys, oh, that's some top grade stuff, Minner. Really impressive that you're talking about this. It's like highly, this overall presents as a highly advanced piece of homework. So well done. Great, fantastic job. Over here with some chick, your nice friendly presentation style and somewhat lack of confidence perhaps in what you're saying belies actually that you're clearly, you've been paying attention and you've been learning very well. Good job. Looking across the time frames, perfect. Looking at for the bullish divergence, perfect. Looking to see looking to see more detail on that across different time frames, fantastic. Looking at those highs and the gap on there, fantastic. Thinking about where you could see the things pull back down to, fantastic. And you delivered really well throughout there on that, so really well done. And you've so I would highly encourage you to continue to do that. There's some nuanced things that you could have looked at, which are obviously part of which is harder to do on your phone, and I would recommend that occasionally, and I'm sure you probably do, to go in to get access to a laptop or something like that, just to have a kind of just to feel the feeling of freedom, to look across bigger things and stuff like that. Really interesting, good job. And it is very, I mean, I'm assuming that's your phone. It must be that you kind of yeah, it is, right? It's difficult as to draw lines in on a phone, very fiddly and all the rest of it, so great job. And yeah, the lack of an ability to put on a logarithmic chart could be somewhat hurtful to you in a sense. That there is maybe, where did you say the 236 was? I wonder, you might, that's an interesting dynamic there that you can't see then on sort of more or less smaller movements and things like that. It doesn't necessarily matter, and little, so for instance, well, we'll not actually do it on that one since it makes it less visible to see. For instance, here on the right, taking it from this low up to this high, there's a logarithmic Fibonacci. I'll just show you that, and it could be that yours are, I mean, I don't know, Fib scales based on log scale. And then there is a linear, so it goes from 1369 to 1356. Not a massive difference, right? Not a massive difference, really. Very, very, very marginal. However, you'll see on logarithmic, you've got things like the golden pocket matching up nicely with that little bit, and for instance, and on linear, it not doing quite so much. So for me, generally speaking, I find that logarithmic is more accurate, because it's the way that everything works. It's the way that human beings are programmed. It's just, and everything is, and for all of time, forever, has always been better on this way, and it can't really be argued. But there's I'm just kidding. I just about 3 words into that sentence, I lost the enthusiasm for debating the point out, when all I was really trying to say is that you did a great job on your homework, despite the fact that you were hamstrung with some by technology. So well done. Thanks for that. I would encourage everybody out there to do their own homework as well. Don't be that wedge is destined to pop. That do not be put off if you think that those two did such a good job that somehow you need to do as good a job as them as well, because they did a great job, but you don't need to do as good a job as them. And you can also submit homework and say, I don't want to see it on the show. That's totally fine. You can even submit homework directly to me in a personal message if you feel like, you want to take part, but you really don't want to have the attention, all that sort of stuff, okay? But anyway, fantastic. Good job. Both of you. What time are we at here? 3:37. Right, tuning out soon enough. Okay, tuning out soon enough. Legend Gaston, thanks so much, Gaston. It's a wedge. Oh no, that wedge is destined to pop. Chucked. Great, Gaston. As ever, merci beaucoup, my not actually French friend. Yes, Gaston, the honorary Frenchman. He's not actually French. Probably also doesn't know any French. People or the language. But oui, Gaston, merci beaucoup, mon ami. Right, cool. Fully admitted her true nerdiness, says Katie Babes. Oh, interesting stuff. We got the nerds out. The nerds are coming. But don't worry, Purge is coming soon, and you'll have 24 hours to just kill them all. Rocky, I took my video down. I thought I was wrong. I'll do it again. Space Monkey. I watched your video before. You did a good job. We had one of your videos up on the channel already, right? And I think you did another one, and then you took it down or something. I don't know. You do it. Space Monkey. You can do it, Space Monkey. You know that song by Air called Sexy Boy? Air. Is it called Moon by Air? Is the album called Moon? Is the song called Moon? Is it called Sexy Boy? Ah. Why am I talking about Air? Why am I asking if you know that album? Does anybody know? I've got no idea. Anyway, I like the song. I like the work. Got no idea what the connection is between them. This homework stuff is like how Rocky and I learn from each other. It is. Rocky, can you take a look at Bat-Uzd? Yeah, Bat-Uzd. Of course I can. I'll stick a T on the end of it just so I get the old tether in my ball. Whoop! Fuck! Hello! Ooh. Not having the volume up's a bit annoying. Did it come a big volume? It did. Right, good. Did we get push up here? We did. Here, right up to the 50 point. It's not going to take a genius to know that I'm going to point out the fact that these things have happened in the past and that we're in the throes of doing that just now. So it's not going to take a genius to figure that one out. So just be aware of it. What's this already pulled back a little bit, has it? So we'll just need to check. Has that, wait, no, that's upward candle. Of course it has. Of course, we're doing okay, of course. Up here to that high, yes, this doji on the left represents that wick or where the 236 is. So, and also that's at the bottom of this box. So handy enough as it happens, we've already got the area lined out from if we're going to continue up the way. We don't want to see it dropping outside of this box. We drop outside of this box, then where could we be going? Roughly, yep, to the end of that arrow. Perfect. So that's cool. So I'd look out for that. Chappies, we've got a cross coming in here as well on the between these moving averages just here. So bearing in mind these little factors that were at play just now, what is it that we're looking at with these factors that we've got at play just now? So we've got this area showing us that there is a cross coming up between the 50 simple and 200 simple. The 50 simple is the yellow one, the 200 is the green one. That's what that kind of shows you. It also shows you that there is the that we have the 236 Fibonacci retracement point. The 236 is coming in right here at the area where also we have this box showing us like, you know, this is something that I had drawn in the charts from months ago, presumably, right? You know, so like I'm not kidding, like from months ago, like from over here, from September. Wait, what? September? No, don't. I've not looked at this since. No, I've not been on this since I don't know when. Over here. Yeah, it would have been drawn in May or something. Like, I don't know when I was last on this chart. I have no idea. You just watch the show as much as I do or whatever. I've got no idea when I was last on this chart. Easily months and months ago, right? Not looked at this in months. So I don't know, months, right? Whatever. But this thing is drawn in for reasons and blah, 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 blah. And it seems to line up with where we are just now. It's whatever. That'll do. That'll do in terms of that. Could look back and find that video and find out it's totally arbitrary that I drew that in for. So maybe it's not, you know, wise to put too much weight on that idea. Holy shit, though. This here's got a big problem on it. Right, okay, cool. 15-minute time frame giving us a target potentially down here. That is 0.6575. 0.6575 is where that target could potentially be at for us. Yowza, that would be some target, wouldn't it? That would be some target. Ooh, and we also know that things are potentially turning around, there's a potential to turn around for us. Ooh. Turn around, bright eyes. Bobby dee bee dobby dee bee doo. And I need you now tonight. And I need you more than ever. You only hold me tight. We can hold me on forever. Right. So, yeah, cool. Brilliant. Bullish on this one. We'll remain bullish on it until such times as we've proven to ourselves that we shouldn't be bullish on it. As it stands right now, using these techniques, that comes in at this price point of 83 or so. If for us to start to think about potentially getting a turnaround, where you could aim down to these targets for a couple of different reasons. For instance, here in the 1 hour time frame where we're seeing this potential for a cross coming in. 4 hour time frame, you're going to see that we have already crossed quite a while ago, etc. But that's just where the moving averages are, if you like, going very much sideways. We've had a big rise up today, and easy targets come in at things like 73. You don't need to even name down for that target down below. But if you were to be aiming there, I'd be aiming for 65, 75. I know that's obviously quite a brutal looking target. Let's just go back and find any other examples of such things in the past. Okay, so like, you know, we were coming all the way down here and we aimed up for 70 when the prices got down to 57. So over here, you know, you're aiming down to 65 and the prices got up to 90. That's not miles away in terms of difference, in terms of like what kind of things can and will and, you know, do happen. So we'll be looking out for that, keeping an eye out for any sort of flashes in the meantime that might show us that we get a little bit more sort of pain and that before. Now this isn't something I anticipate happening right here right now, but in terms of if you're looking at this over the next sort of week and it starts looking like it's going to happen, then boom biddy boom. That would be all on that front. Anyway, we're kind of overshot our time on this front and all that. If anybody wants to take a look at anything else, then I've only done it once. I'll do it again. Space Monkey. Who was it then that did it before? But wait, no, Space Monkey. Did I show yours on the show once or not? I mean, look, don't worry about it. I'll just look back and look in the chat and remember who it was and go, kick myself. D Harker, thanks, buddy. D Harker, $42. Very generous of you. Very kind. That's really kind of you. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Space Monkey spent $4.99. Yeah, Rocky, I took my video down. I thought it was wrong. I'll do it again. That was earlier. No, I've only done it once. I'll do it again. Please do. Gaston, my French friend who's not French, thanks so much for that. Some chick, $49.99. Ah, that's so cool of you. Thanks so much. Thank you so much for feedback. That was amazing. Yes, I picked up small position at 10.86, took some profits, holding some to see. Yay, cute work trucks. Oh, they're the cute work trucks things. Oh, that's right. Yes, as well. So that you think they're pretty well done with your fundamental TA, your fundamental analysis, looking at the cute work trucks. What do you think? What do you think, in your opinion, then, since you're quite good at the fundamentals, some chick? What do you think about the lucid ones that we looked at earlier? Let me know what you think of them. If fundamentally they look like they'll go up as well. Nice curves and stuff. Gaston, love how interacting you are with your viewers, mate. Much love. You and Jamie are the true legends. Gaston. Thanks so much for that. Let me just bring up these other comments on screen. Some chick, thank you so much for that. It was an absolute pleasure to look at your homework, as it was with Minner as well. I hope that he gets a chance to tune into this video. We've not seen him in the chat here today, and I'm sure he'll be delighted to see that. Thank you as well to everybody for taking part in that whole thing. You know, this is an environment that people put these videos out into. It's not just me here looking at them. It's all of you being so supportive in the audience as well. Numerous people in there are lifting each other up live as this is happening, and I'm so proud of you. So proud of you. So incredibly proud of you. Right, so we're done here today, okay? Unbelievable. Same length show as what we normally put out, or what we aim to anyway, more or less. I'm so goddamn proud. I'm overwhelmingly proud of you. Really am. This is one of the greatest achievements. I don't want to take credit for your hard work, but it's certainly a fantastic achievement. Well done to TradeSpot as well for educating you with regards to this technical analysis. No doubt you do it all yourselves as well, and all your achievements are your own. I'm so incredibly proud of you. Every single last one of you. Thanks so much as well for tuning in. So these shoutouts go to Gaston, Some Chick, Space Monkey, D Harker, Space Monkey, Gaston, Chris Sweeney, Tubes, Tubes pal, thanks so much for that $10 earlier on. Katie Babes, Gaston again, man, you're so generous and kind, thank you so much. Ms. A, hello Rocky, have you time? Can you please take a look at NOC? My friend's grandma has shares from when she worked for them. OMG. Ms. A, did you see towards the end of the video the other day I did a shout out towards you? I'm writing your name in here. What did you ask for? You NOC. I should give a shout out towards you and your family. Now you might not have seen it, and it's hard to go looking for things, especially when days go by. It was a couple of days, I think it was this week, towards the end of it, I says, well done to you. We looked at 23andMe. 23andMe had done very well. In fact, I could probably find out when the video was by looking at 23andMe chart. Just a second here. So yep, it was 27th or 26th probably. 27th probably. 26th, day before yesterday, whatever, not really sure. And I give you a shout out there. We have pulled back a little bit down here. We're going up towards 11,867 next, by the way, on that one. Anyway, so yeah, to you, and I did the same for Corey as well, just so you can play it for your friends, you know. I was celebrating how well he done with 23andMe, and wanted all of your friends to know that while you develop skills for life and enjoy doing it right now when you've got the chance, they're not doing it, they're missing out. Are we aiming down here on lock towards 312? It feels like we are, just on initial glances of this thing. These ones got filled in due course without having to change any real conditions along the way. That came with a gap, that previous one. Dropping on down the way here towards the 200 simple moving average, you would really need to see this maintain its support. What have we got on the go here? The potential for hidden bullish divergence? Well, if we probably need to push a little bit more, just a little bit more to get that hidden bullish divergence. Would there be space for us to push any more without putting in a lower low actually at that time? Probably not. Probably wise to not actually want to see something like that. This gap that's come in here, this flash that came in here, I do expect, as I expect with all these, to get filled. I'm like 99% sure that of course that'll happen at some point, and when it does happen, it might be a couple of times that gets interaction around it, because of course it's been interrupted beforehand. I've tried doing this analogy where you talk about the shoe, the stone in the shoe. Oh, massive problems over there at $66 from the past. So it's worth looking back and seeing if there's other ones these hanging around that haven't been quite filled. So yeah, big bear market target in the future for us down there at 66. Wouldn't be aiming there right here from right now, you know. When I feel like looking down towards 315 would be you know, already a fairly difficult target to get. In the bearish divergence that we're seeing there on the RSI gives you hope for that pullback. The bearish divergence we're seeing on the DMI gives you hope for that pullback. The big cross that we just saw while the ADX is above 25 gives you hope for that pullback as well. We will see things probably move towards the top side first though, so let me just look in here. lower term time frame stuff. Gap up above there. Can we go up and test it? Could we be aiming for 380 before we go down the way? Big old changing conditions over here in the RSI, obviously making it down and way deep into that overbought, oversold zone. Easy enough to manage your risk at this point, therefore. I would say on this one, it's easy enough to manage your risk at this point. On the 4-hour time frame, we have dropped down, taking out both of those moving averages. There was the golden cross. We were hoping for it to be good, and unfortunately, as you can see here, the gap that got created from up there at 387 actually took us below the 50, and we saw continuation immediately towards the downside. On resurgences in prices, I'd be looking up towards that target, maybe not even up to the full one at the top if we were to actually pull back up the way. Drawing in a Fibonacci retracement tool and showing us that, you know, we come up and fill in something like the 886. Brilliant. We get both the gaps. Where the 886 is here on this one. Bing bong. There we go. Yeah, go up towards the 886 and we get both of the gaps. Brilliant, brilliant. But you know, that's from where we are right now in this bearishness. That's asking for all, you know, for a massive move up the way. When you've got other places like a gap fill that comes in at the golden pocket, you know, you'd be inclined to look for inflection at that point. Prudent as you would be, no doubt, anyway, arriving there emotionally. Looking down the way, we see we did have positive earnings. You know what that means. Don't towards the top side, so it's definitely worth trading. With saying if we take out that 350 region, then perhaps we're going on down the way on the 1 hour time frame, as you see below those targets. 4 hour time frame below those targets as well. Where is it? 24-hour time frame? Yeah, and on the 24-hour time frame, because then obviously managing your risk in it around about the 350s, we could obviously come down below that 350 to 340 something to test off of this this 200 simple. So any region, any entering into trades in around about that price point there, pretty decent, you know, and that for that resurgence up the way, if we see it, because you can obviously manage your risk by saying that if we were to take out this region, did I get to spin this, please? I'd like to spin it. Yeah, if we get to if we take out this region just in here, then obviously we are looking at the potential to drop on down to fill in this guy over here. Okay, so you can see quite clearly, just so you can see in here, there is a flash fill that's coming up. That's going to be in around about that 315 price point. If we take out this low just here, then we're taking out market structure. If we take out that market structure, we're taking out the 200 simple moving average on what is the 24-hour period time frame, as you can see up above, and that movement down the way would obviously then be looking to try and fill in that gap. But we are at the meantime looking to try in and see if we can get a move up towards this gap just here, being able to manage our risk so easily. What with is not very massive amount of risk left on the table there at that period just there. That would be how I feel about it. I am going to wrap up just now, but because you said that you've got a friend who's got a granny who's held them since she worked at the company, we can look back the way and see how well those shares have been getting on. And my oh my, she must have felt pretty good between the years of 2011 and well up to these days. Well, let's just say up to 2018 when we were rising up so much. Having come up here once, twice, 3 times, you know, if we do break out above this zone, then it's a long-term thing, and we've moved up above big targets. Bearing in mind that, of course, along this way, you know, we're kind of essentially bearishly divergent versus the highs that we had back in 2018. So yep, you know, this is forming a huge wedge. Big movements of potential for us. Yeah, big potential for us on this one. Not going to say that it's a wrong thing to hold it for that long, but in some senses, you know, well done to her. And she's a granny now, and if she wants to sell her shares at any time, she shouldn't feel too bad about having managed to have benefited from what has been an absolutely fantastic forever run on this thing. Now, there could be points at where we see, you know, it get round to being that it gets to the point at which, you know, she's popped her clogs by the time that it pushes up towards higher highs. Should you take out these targets down below at 200s, etc. And I wouldn't like to go down and try and fill in that 60 one. By the way, as well, just knowing that there's a gap, a flash at 60, it lines up nicely with that flash at $70 as well here, which did ultimately get filled in, of course, but because of the manner in which it did it, the chances of us coming back and testing that area again in the future are high. So it could be that if the whole world crashes and burns, this thing drops down. What is Knock anyway? North, what type of company are they in terms of, like, they're clearly blue chip. North. What the hell are they called? I don't want to search here anyway. Northrop. Oh, it's Northrop. Oh, it's Northrop. Oh, it's Northrop. Northrop Grumman solves the toughest problems in space. Aeronautics, big stuff, right? Big stuff. Blue chip, obviously. Is that actually definitely? I mean, I'm thinking that that's with them. Anyway, right, cool, big stuff. Right, cool. She used to work for them. That's a cool company to have worked for. Interesting stuff. Look, can't stay here chatting all day. You sneaky. You get in there at the last second and ask me to do something, even though actually you asked me to look at it over an hour ago. And then I get distracted because I like looking at TA and stuff like that. It's a passion. We're all here sharing a passion every single day. And it's not just TA that's a passion amongst us friends. There's actually a passion of helping each other, lifting each other up. Mizzy, thank you for everything. This is from my mum for being lovely. What? Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ms. A's mum. That's quality. That's really appreciated. I'm hungry, says Space Monkey. Yeah, yes you can, Rocky. Yes, you all can. Did you see Trey's vid, Trey Spawn? He dropped the bing bong right at the start. Did Trey do that? Trey should really invite Jamie onto the show then, shouldn't he, if he's using his lines? That's cool. Trey watches Jamie do technical analysis, of course, so at some point he'll probably pay him back by taking him onto the show, and I think everybody out there is really looking forward to that. What with Jamie having delivered such amazing content with such amazing lessons over the last, well, ever since he started on YouTube, really, and that's really fantastic. So hopefully that happens. Wow, that'd be cool. That's really cool that Trey likes that Trey trades likes Trade Spawn so much. That's quality. I likely will Bunsen, though I have no idea what it might say yet. Wonder what that's about, if that's about cooperating in that sense with Trey. So fantastic to find out that Trey Trades is, of course, officially a fan. Finally giving that recognition to Trade Spawn. So fantastic. Thank you so much, Trey. Great guy, wonderful stuff. Thank you to everybody in the audience. Thanks for passing that on as well. That's quality. That's quality. It's so positive. Everybody here so positive. Trey Spawn, Banana Fridge, Tubes, Homer's Ghost, Tubes, Trey Spawn, Bunsen Burner. That's fantastic that Trey Spawn had finally had that shout out properly from Trey's Trades. Great stuff, good stuff, excellent stuff, well deserved, excellent stuff. Space Monkey, I'm hungry. Be sure everybody as well who's watching along and that to say thanks to Trey's for giving that shout out to Trey Spawn as well, and remind him of having done that and saying thank you as well, always, and everything as well, to show the love back the way. It's good to get that feedback. Resonance really helps with everything, so resonance is what we look for. Thanks so much, Sal, for tuning in. Funniest tweet of the week: I'm going as inflation for Halloween so I can get high. Nice one. Bunsen Burner, Trey Spawn, Ghost of Dead Money, Ms. A, Amber, Chris Sweeney. We've got Piga, lol, love the overly sized stuff. Piga, go back and hit like on some chick's video, you cheeky bollocks, yeah. And make sure you hit like on this one. I know your game. I've seen it now. I've seen it. I've got proof. You're one of these ones that doesn't hit like. I've got proof. I've got proof. I've got proof. I've got proof. We proved it together. So do that. Yay, Chippy was here as well. Nice to see you, Chippy. Nice to see you all. Homer's Ghost, Katie Babes, Banana Fridge, and everyone tuning in later, no doubt, that watches along. Lots of people will be doing that. I've had messages, in fact, from people who do that sort of stuff, you know, and saying that to me. So Super Cashy. Elegy for Super Cashy, for example. Shout out to yourself there. If you made it all the way through here, let me know in a comment down below. Did you hear me saying this sentence and getting that shout out to you? Let me know if you did. All right, everybody. Thanks so much. Really, I am proud of you, okay? I truly am proud of every single last one of you. These are the rising tide. Thank you for being here. It is the weekend now. Are you excited about the stuff you've got coming up this weekend? I mean, are you excited? Are you excited about how this weekend, when it comes to what's going on in the world, when you are looking at the charts this weekend, and you're interested in trading these cryptocurrencies, etc., isn't it going to be amazing this weekend? When you look back, no, we don't need to look at that one just yet. That's like AMC, right? If anybody got scared looking at AMC and me talking about that big gap that's down below, just bear in mind there's this big flash down there at 7,000 on Bitcoin, you know, so just so you know. But what are we looking for here, though? Where is it? Gosh darn it. Did that flash that was forming there disappear? It might have. But where is it though? God, that was such a funny drawing. Anyway, look, forget it. Obviously, this indicator that I have is boss, and I'm looking forward to this weekend of cryptocurrency trading so that I can use it to improve my life and the life of those around me, which of course fantastic to do. Are we on the way of breaking out here? Is this going to end up being in fake out territory? Look out for that with Shibu 74, 75. The Connells would definitely be pointing it out here. 74, 75. Thanks so much for tuning in. I've been Rocky Outcrop. I'll still be Rocky Outcrop when we come back on Monday. If you want to be a part of this community, join the Discord. www.patreon.com/Rocky Outcrop. That's where you can get to do that. You want to be part of what we do here as a wider community, make damn sure that you tune in to TradeSpotting later on today. TradeSpotting, your number one go-to resource for excellent TA, which just cuts out the noise. He's got less bullshit than I have. He doesn't try to like fill your head with several different this, that things. What he really does is he tells you how things are going to be moving, when they're going to be moving, and he does it in a way that lets you actually hit that goddamn home run that you've been waiting to do for your entire life. It's sexy stuff, and I really love the guy. Make sure you tune in for that. I've been Rocky Outcrop. Like I say, I'll still be Rocky Outcrop when I come back again on Monday. I might be here during the weekend. Keep an eye out as well for special uploads that I do. I've got one of them planned. So be sure to keep an eye out for all that. Much love. Back to regular scheduling programming as soon as we can. And I will see you again. Like I say, I'm very proud of you all. The rising tide. I'm so incredibly proud of you. And thanks as well to the donations that people put in today. Thank you. Thank you as always. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You come along here and say thank you to me for making this environment. And I say thank you to you. And it is a mutually beneficial, synergistic relationship. It's a wonderful thing. And I think that we are creating the change that we want to see in the world. Well fucking done. Hit like on the way out.